Good evening and thanks for being with us this election evening. I'm Dave Erickson. The race for governor in Washington is still up in the air.
And I'm Robyn, Nance. Republican candidate Rossi is addressing a crowd in Bellevue right now. We want to give you the numbers. Rossi right now leading Governor Gregoire by just more than 23,000, actually 22,000 votes. Our Sally Showman live in Bellevue. Sally, what's he saying?
Rossi is working to lift the spirits here at the Republican headquarters. You take a look, you can see he's speaking live behind me. What he said so far is, we have been here before. He joked that in Washington, we don't have an election day. We have an election week. He says it's like fishing and we need to be patient. It's just been going back and forth between Christine Gregoire tonight and Rossi. 51 to 49, teetering either way. He said that he respects Christine Gregoire and all of her hard work. And he says this election is about the future and we must improve the election system and we must do better. He said right now we're treading water when we need to move forward. So right now he's wrapping up. He's thanking everyone here today, everyone who's donated money, donated their time. And you can see that he's definitely getting the crowd enthused after they've been very disappointed with the presidential nomination of Barack Obama. Back to you, Robyn and Dave.
All right, Sally, thanks so much.
Comparing the election process for Washington's governor's race to fishing. Interesting. McKay Allen is at the Seattle Westin covering the Democratic Party with Governor Christine Gregoire. McKay.
Yeah, the party here is just getting started here, but it definitely is a full-fledged party at this point. They just got done listening to President-elect Obama give his speech in Chicago, and this crowd was absolutely just as berserk for Senator Obama, President-elect Obama, as the crowd in Chicago was. Now, some party officials here privately are telling us, and they're having the crowd chant, that Christine Gregoire, they say, has just won 4 more years. She's going to speak here in a little over an hour. They're going to chant as she comes out 4 more years. Party officials and her campaign officials tell me they are extremely confident at this hour based on the returns they're seeing in other parts of the states and the ballots that still have to be counted in King County. So at this point, they're saying that Christine Gregoire, according to her party officials, will win 4 more years, as well as the House and the Senate here in Washington. And of course, we know what's going on around the country. So this is a very excited crowd. Back to you guys.
All right, McKay, thank you. 39-year-old Republican Cathy McMorris Rodgers has won her 3rd term in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Yeah, right now, here's a look at her numbers over Democrat challenger Mark Mays. This race has been called 64% for McMorris Rodgers, 36% for Mark Mays. KXLY4's Eric Loney live at the Davenport Hotel tonight with Republican supporters. Eric?
I'm sorry, I have difficulty hearing you. Matt Shea, representative, a state legislature representative, is up speaking right now and making remarks to the crowd here at the Davenport. Republicans watched the national numbers all day long today with some disappointment. In fact, even during Barack Obama's speech today, they turned the channel, went back to the local numbers, and that's where the Republicans here started cheering again with the Rossi numbers, the McMorris numbers, the county commissioners numbers, all coming favorably for the Republicans here. Cathy McMorris is expected to address the crowd about 10:15. She has a commanding lead right now. We did talk to her a short time ago, and we asked her how she plans to do her job with Democrats in the control of the Senate, the House, and the Oval Office.
It means that I'm going to have to continue to build on the relationships that I've already started with Democrats across the aisle, and I believe that there really is more that unites us than divides us as Americans, and that it's time that Republicans and Democrats start working together. I think that more than anything is the message that America is sending us this evening.
Again, local Republicans focusing on the local numbers. Matt Shea, Kevin Parker, actually, a state representative, just spoke and talked about this is the first time since 1996 that state Republicans have picked up a seat in the legislature. So they're not focusing on the national numbers, but on the local numbers. Reporting live, Eric Loney, KXLY4 HD News.
All right, and Eric just mentioned Mr. Parker. Kevin Parker is leading his race. Matt Shea is leading his race as well. Now, Idaho's go-to man appears to be headed to Washington, D.C.
Republican Jim Risch is well on his way to defeating Democrat and familiar political rival Larry LaRocco to win the race to replace Republican Larry Craig in the U.S. Senate. Risch, a lawyer and 2-term lieutenant governor, takes over the seat held by 3-term Craig, who decided not to run for another term following his arrest in a men's room sex sting operation in Minneapolis in June. Risch served as Idaho's governor and as when Dirk Kempthorne left to join President Bush's cabinet.
Also from Idaho, it appears Democrat Walt Minnick is on his way to defeating incumbent Bill Sally.
Already a very historic night tonight.
It sure is.
President-elect Barack Obama spoke to the country about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, he got people fired up. KXLY4's Annie Bishop is live. We'll be checking in with her in our next cutting. We want to head back to ABC's coverage, though, of the presidential race.